Hello everyone! In this video today we're going to be crocheting a flat circle. Just a little recap, I'm currently doing a Learn to Crochet series on my YouTube channel with some more beginner-friendly crochet videos. The idea is you can kind of just tune into whichever parts you're interested in. If you are an absolute beginner though, I'd recommend starting with part 1, so I'll put the link for part 1 in the description box down below. I'll also put the link to the blog post for this part. The idea is that I'm writing up a blog post to go along with all of the videos, so the blog post for this part will have the written pattern for the flat circle. That way, after watching the video, if you want to crochet some more circles, you don't have to worry about like trying to write down the pattern while you're watching the video, you'll already have it written out. So let's go ahead and get started. One thing I did want to point out real fast, if it seems like I'm going really slow during this video, it's just because it's intended for like absolute beginners. If you already have some crochet experience and you're just interested in the pattern for the circle, you might just want to jump ahead to the blog post and then follow along with the written pattern. So I'm going to go ahead and move the camera. Alright, so to get started, we're going to begin with a slip knot. Remember, we went over this in the last video. You'll take your index finger and lay the yarn over it. Then you're gonna wrap the yarn around again and tuck it between your first and second finger. They'll look like an X, so you take the yarn that's on the top right and pull it up, and then pull that yarn that's on the left through. Then you'll have a slip knot, and when you insert your hook, when you tighten it, remember you don't want it all the way tight, you still want it to be a little bit loose. And then there's a lot of different ways to hold the yarn. Remember, if you want to do it the same way that I'm doing it, you'll just lay it in your hand and then wrap it around your index finger. And then you can just use your thumb to help secure it. Then we're going to begin by chaining 4. So for a chain, you yarn over, pull through, 2, 3, 4. So we've chained 4. Now we're going to slip stitch into the first chain. So you'll insert your hook just underneath the top loop of that chain. Then you're going to yarn over and you'll just pull through that first chain. You'll have 2 loops on your hook, so you're going to pull through. Now I'm going to remove my hook for just a second. What we've just created is the ring that we're going to work the first round into. And probably the hardest part to describe is where you're going to be inserting your hook. The thicker the yarn that you're using is probably easier to see, so it's going to be just in the middle of all of those chains. I'll try to show you with my hook here. So you're just going to be inserting it into that gap that's in the middle. If it's really hard to see, you may have made your chains a little bit too tight, so you might want to go back and start again with your chain 4. I can show you if it'll make it a little bit easier. I'm going to take the slip stitch out for a second. So remember, at the beginning we chained 4 and then we worked a slip stitch into that first chain. So when you go to insert your hook into that first chain, where we're going to be working into is this gap between all of the chains. So you're not going to insert your hook into any one of the chains. It's going to be into the space that's between all of them. So I'm just going to go ahead and slip stitch again. So for a slip stitch, you yarn over, pull through, and then you pull through again. Now to begin the round, we'll chain 3. So you'll yarn over, pull through, 2, 3. And you always do that when you're crocheting. Whatever stitch you're going to be using, we're going to be using double crochet stitches. You have to create the height of it at the beginning of the round. So like if you're using half double crochet stitches, you chain 2. If you're using trebles, you chain 4. So for us, we'll chain 3. And then now we're actually going to work a double crochet stitch into the ring. So you'll yarn over, then you're going to insert your hook into the center of the ring like we were just talking about. Then you'll yarn over, pull through. Now you're going to have 3 loops on your hook, so you'll yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2. So that's our first double crochet stitch. I'll go ahead and do that a couple more times. And then also this little piece of yarn that's hanging here is called the tail. As you can probably see, I'm holding it against the ring while I'm working. That way it'll end up inside the work, and at the end it'll be a little bit easier to weave it in. So again, for a double crochet stitch, you yarn over, insert your hook into the ring, yarn over, pull through. You'll have 3 loops on your hook, so yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2. I'll do that one more time. So for a double crochet stitch, you yarn over, insert your hook inside the ring, yarn over, pull through. You'll have 3 loops, so yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2. So for this first round, we're going to need a total of 12 stitches. This chain 3 counts as the first stitch, so then afterwards we need 11 double crochet stitches. And then also in this video today, I'm using US crochet terminology. If you're from the UK, you would refer to this stitch that we're working as a treble stitch. So you just want to continue on working into the ring until you have a total of 12 stitches. Alright, so I'm at the end of the first round here, so you should have a chain 3 and then 11 double crochet into the magic circle. So now we're going to slip stitch into the top of the chain 3, so you just want to count and find the 3rd chain to insert your hook into. I can show you again just so make sure that you can see. So when you find that 3rd chain, you'll just insert your hook into it, and then we're going to work a slip stitch. So for a slip stitch, you yarn over, pull through. You'll have 2 loops, so pull through again. So now you've crocheted your first round of the circle. From here, we're just going to continue crocheting some more rounds. So I want to show you. So now we're going to be working into the stitches from the previous round. It's not going to be like in that first round where we were working into the ring at the beginning. So when you look at a crochet stitch at the top of it, when you insert your hook, you insert it under both loops that are on top of the stitch. So you can see there's both a front loop and a back loop. For some like crochet patterns, you might work stitches that are only front loop only or back loop only. That helps create like some of the texture maybe that's in the pattern. But if it doesn't tell you front loop only or back loop only, it's always assumed that you're inserting your hook underneath both loops. So I'll show that one more time so you can see. So when you insert your hook during this round into a stitch, it's always going to be below both the front and the back loop that you would see at the top of the stitch. So now back to round 2. Just like with that first round, we're going to begin by chaining 3. So you'll yarn over, pull through, 2, 3. That counts as our first double crochet stitch, and then for this round we're going to work 2 double crochet into each stitch from the previous round. So for the first one, you'll yarn over, then you're going to insert your hook into the top of that chain 3 from the previous round. So it's in the same spot that we had just worked that slip stitch. Then you're going to yarn over, pull through. You'll have 3 loops on your hook, so yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2. Now we're going to work 2 double crochet into that first double crochet stitch from the previous round. So when you yarn over, you'll insert your hook underneath both the front and the back loop of that stitch. Then you're going to yarn over, pull through. You'll have 3 loops on your hook, so yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2. So you can see we just worked a double crochet into that first double crochet stitch from the previous round. We're now going to work another one. So when you yarn over, you're going to insert your hook into the same spot that you just did. Then you'll yarn over, pull through. You'll have 3 loops on your hook, so yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2. Now we're just going to continue this, so in the next stitch from the previous round, it'll be yarn over, insert your hook underneath both that front and back loop, yarn over, pull through. You'll have 3 loops, so yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2. Then another double crochet into that same space, so yarn over, insert your hook, yarn over, pull through. You'll have 3 loops, so yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2. So that's going to be the pattern for this round. Into each stitch from the previous round, we're just going to work 2 double crochet. And this means at the end of the round, if you want to count your stitches, you'll have a chain 3 and then 23 double crochet stitches. So you'll just go ahead and continue this around, and then I'll meet you at the end. Alright, so I'm at the end of round 2 here. One thing you want to be careful about, you never work into the slip stitches that are at the ends of the round. The point of those is they just connect like the beginning of the round to the end of it. They don't really count as like actual stitches in the pattern. So you'll want to just go ahead and check. Make sure you have a chain 3 and then 23 double crochet stitches for round 2. If you have any extra, you probably worked into that slip stitch. So you can just remove your hook and then pull on the yarn to remove the extra ones. So now we'll slip stitch into the top of the chain 3. So you'll just find the 3rd chain. And then for a slip stitch, you'll yarn over, pull through. You'll have 2 loops, so pull through the first one. So now we have 2 rounds. We'll just continue on. So for the 3rd round, we'll begin by chaining 3 again. Once again, that counts as our first double crochet stitch. Now, just like for the previous round, we're going to work another double crochet into the top of the chain 3. So you'll yarn over, insert your hook into that same space where we just worked the slip stitch, yarn over, pull through. You'll have 3 loops, so it's yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2. Then into the next stitch from the previous round, we're only going to work 1 double crochet. So you'll yarn over, insert your hook, yarn over, pull through. With 3 loops, so you pull through 2, pull through 2, and then that's going to be the pattern for this round. So it's always 2 double crochet into a stitch and then 1 double crochet into the next stitch. So for the next one, it'll be 2 double crochet, and that next stitch, 1 double crochet, so you can go ahead and just continue that around. It's always 2 double crochet, and then 1 double crochet into the next stitch. And then whenever you're crocheting a circle, the number of stitches in the round always increases by 12. So for the first round we had 12, for the second we had 24. For this round we'll have 36. So at the end, just make sure you count. You'll have a chain 3 and then 35 double crochet stitches. Alright, so I'm at the end of round 3 here. Just make sure you count and make sure that you have 36 stitches. And then we'll slip stitch into the top of the chain 3. So once again, you just find the 3rd chain of that chain 3. And then for a slip stitch, you yarn over, pull through. You'll have 2 loops, so you pull through the first one. So we have 3 rounds now. For round 4, once again, we begin by chaining 3. So you yarn over, pull through, 2, 3. we're gonna work another double crochet into the top of the chain 3 from the previous round. So you'll yarn over, insert your hook, yarn over, pull through, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2. Then into each of the next 2 stitches, we're gonna work 1 double crochet. So you'll yarn over, insert your hook into that next stitch, yarn over, pull through, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2. Same thing for the next stitch. So then the pattern for this round is going to be pretty similar to that last round, except for it's 2 double crochet into the same stitch, and then in each of the next 2 stitches it's only going to be 1 double crochet. So in that next stitch we'll work 2 double crochet, and then next stitch it'll be 1 double crochet, then the next stitch 1 double crochet, so you can go ahead and just continue this around. It's always 2 double crochet into the same stitch, and then 1 double crochet into each of the next 2 stitches. Alright, so I'm at the end around 4 here. You should have a total of 48 stitches. So once again, we'll just go ahead and slip stitch into the top of the chain 3. So for a slip stitch, you'll yarn over, pull through, and then pull through the first loop. So I'm going to go ahead and work one more round of the circle, and then I'll explain how you can continue if you want to make your circle larger. So for round 5, we'll begin with the chain 3 again. Then we'll work a double crochet into the top of the chain 3 from the previous round. Then we're going to double crochet into each of the next 3 stitches. So that's going to be the pattern for this round. It's always 2 double crochet into the same stitch, and then 1 double crochet stitch into each of the next 3 stitches. So it's just like the previous round, except for this time it's 3 stitches that you work 1 double crochet into. So you can go ahead and continue that around. It'll be 2 double crochet into the same stitch, and then 1 double crochet into each of the next 3 stitches, and then I'll meet you at the end. Alright, so I'm at the end around 5 here. You should have a total of 60 stitches. So I'm just going to slip stitch into the top of the chain 3. Then I'm going to stop here for this video, but you can continue on and make the circle as big as you would like. The way the pattern works is, so for round 3 we had 2 double crochet into the same stitch and then 1 double crochet. For round 4 we had 2 double crochet into the same stitch and then 1 double crochet into each of the next 2 stitches. For round 5 it was 2 double crochet and then 3 double crochet. So you just continue on like that. Every time it will increase by 1 double crochet stitch. So for like the next round, it'll be 2 double crochet and then 4 double crochet. For the next round after that, it'll be 2 double crochet and then 5 double crochet. In the blog post, I can write out the pattern for a few more rounds if that's helpful. But I'm going to stop here so you can go ahead and you'll just take your scissors and cut the yarn. You'll want to leave what's called a tail, and then just pull through to create a knot. And then I'll film a separate video and show how you can weave these ends in. You need a tapestry needle for it. And then I'll put the link for that video in the description box down below. So if you're following along with this Learn to Crochet series and this is the first item that you've crocheted, congratulations on making your first item. If you're currently looking at it and it doesn't look very pretty, it probably doesn't look like the pictures that like you see on Instagram, that's totally okay. That's how everyone feels when they first start crocheting. It takes a little while to get comfortable with like holding the yarn and for your tension to be even. I think when I first started crocheting, I just would make like a stack of circles. So like some small ones, either 3 or 4 rounds just to practice. And then afterwards I'd weave in all the ends just because that's always everyone's least favorite part. Depending on the yarn that you're using, if you want to try to make circles that are the size of what would be like a coaster for like a mug of coffee, and a couple parts later, I'll show you how you can turn them into a nice like double-sided coaster, and so you can make a lot of the circles now if you'd like to. So thanks for watching this video. I hope it was helpful.